Okay, so what I want you to do is do whatever your first instinct is with the plant.
Eventually we stop at a hotel, and I will just randomly. I wake up in the middle of the night because my mom like leaned onto the that was a horrible
So was there anything that you felt emotion-wise when you touched the plant?
And then about 30 minutes later it goes.
Emotions.
And sometimes she set off the car alarm. And what? No, she woke up. But it still went off for like 30 seconds before
I don't know, it's kind of like fuzzy, it's firm, it's like, it's enjoyable. I don't know.
Okay. Is there anything visual-wise, like a sort of design that you see when you're touching the plant?
Where there's a parking lot and then you go inside the
Like little pointies.
They were the.
You mean like a pattern or?
Pattern, design, abstract, whatever.
Yeah, I
Realistic.
mean I like how like it all like goes to one. It's kind of like a flowery looking thing. It's really bothering me that these are cut. But whatever.
I'll tell you about those later.
Yeah, I figured there was a story.
Yep, there was a big story to that.
So
Okay, so
the color's really good.
colors, right?
I like how it changes based on where you're looking. It's like white here, but green. Like
Oh, okay.
this leaf in particular, it looks like super white. And then if I turn to here, it's like super green. Because it's that fuzz. It's cool.
Well, I'm going to run a animation,
Okay.
and I want you to, while you're touching the plant, tell me if you see what when this runs.
Yes.
There you go.
Touch it.
Yeah. So, does the animation play well, or what would you do better as far as interaction goes?
I played with this for like 3 days, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I'm supposed to associate these.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, this looks like a top view of this as if I'm looking down on it.
Okay.
And so having gravity flow down is strange to me. It seems like it should be flowing out from the center.
Is there some sort of design that you do differently rather than this?
The design. I like it. I don't know how like detailed you can get with this design, but I might incorporate some of these little spikes. Maybe. I don't know if it's gonna like really show with all the little spheres, but I like it. It's planty.
Is there anything that you would do to enhance the interaction, or what would you suggest?
What is there like what's the interaction?
So when you're touching the
Based
plant,
on touching to sight.
depending on the gentleness of your touch, is what the spores will happen.
So if I press lighter, it's less spheres or less color. Or
When you're gently touching it, it'll be more clear, I suppose. But if you're being harsh with it, it'll probably randomize.
Okay.
And
What if I'm not touching it?
if you're not touching it, then I actually haven't thought of that yet. What would you suggest?
I almost want it to not work without the human. I don't know how you would do that, but somehow break it to where if you're not touching, like if there's not the connection, then it doesn't work.
Okay.
That would make sense in my head. Yeah, no, I think it's a good interaction.
The funny thing is,
The thing I think that'll be, I don't know, like is this like more of an art piece or like a museum kind of thing? Like what? I know that you're doing it for a project, but like what would you see this in?
Well, imagine yourself as someone with either stress disorders or PTSD.
Gotcha.
In order to calm themselves.
Okay.
So
So in that sense, I think that it would work if it's slow. But my only worry with stuff like this is that like if you're showing it to kids, they're probably not going to sit here and just like lightly touch it for more than like 5 seconds.
Oh, well, that's also another thing. The target audience is going to be adults and senior citizens.
Great. Okay.
Because I tested it on kids.
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say like the reaction to, like I want this to be like well interacting with that. Like I don't want it to for my taste, I would want it to like as soon as I was firm with it, it like doesn't work. Like
Okay.
as soon as I let go, it doesn't work. And then if I'm doing it right, then it like works fairly quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know how easy that is to code.
Right.
Whatever.
I'd have to have capacitors sensing and everything, but not.
Right.
Okay. Anything? I've heard a lot of people say color and sounds would help the enhance the experience.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I guess. I mean, that makes sense. You could do, I don't know, I kind of like the fall off thing that I was talking about, where like if you look at this at a grazing angle, it's white and then green. Maybe like play with those whites and greens. I probably wouldn't go with multicolor or like more than one color. It doesn't have to be green, but I would do green just because it's a plant. Pattern, color, sound would be cool. I don't know, is this like a experience that will be set up like this? Like the user would use a laptop and then like a peripheral?
Yeah, forgot to mention. The projection will actually be on the surface of the table, so that's why I asked you to stand up.
Right. So it would just be right here.
Yeah, and so it'll
Okay.
grow from the interaction.
Okay, yeah, in that case I would definitely change the gravity to not be falling down, because that doesn't make sense in my head.
Right. So definitely exploring out.
Yeah, if you could start in the center and then like gravitate directly outwards, I think that would be more interesting for me.
Okay. All right.
And sound would be cool. I don't know exactly how that would work, but it'd be cool. Maybe as like a secondary element, like if you've been touching it correctly for long enough, you start getting like certain sounds out of
Like
that.
ambient sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Think that should be it.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yep.